one-day stream for ice cream part 2. I started a little later than I expected because I got stuck on Facebook Reels. I guess they're called Reels. And there's just like these AI Chinese dramas that are like in short clips, but then also I found the ones that are not AI finally. I was like, whoa. But now I'm like, how do I watch these without, like, I just want them to be in short bursts. I don't want like the whole series. So, excuse me, this is probably going to be my next mission tomorrow, but then I spent way too long on it. So, maybe it's not a good thing I watch these. So, right now, we are going to double check if the ice cream stuff that I made is ready. I have the ice cream maker over here, or at least part of it. It's like the lid and the spinner and the motor base, but there is an ice cream inner lining that I didn't realize I had to freeze, and I don't know if it's totally frozen yet or not. So I'm just gonna open the freezer. I'm gonna shake it because there's a liquid in there that freezes, and hopefully it's frozen solid. So I kept it in the bag. They said do that to avoid freezer burn. I hear a little water in there, so that might be not great. It's not totally frozen yet, but I am going to work on something while that continues to freeze, which is going to be some, where is it? Taking things out of the fridge right now. We got head of cabbage, a lot of mushrooms, the onion from yesterday. I also took out some ginger, and I think that's everything I wanted. We're also going to use some chicken, but like in a little bit, because I am going to be making like a sort of clay pot chicken and rice, but the way we're doing it is it's going to be in the Dutch oven, and there's going to be a lot of vegetables. So I'll start with this cabbage head because I want to start with something that is going to be a little cleaner on the cutting board than to like messier, and then we'll get to the raw meat and let that marinade. So I'll take out the outermost leaves first. Here. I think that's good enough. We shall grab our knife. And for this, I'd like to use as much cabbage as possible. So I'm just gonna like cut down on the side here, like the edges there. Okie. Put the cabbage over here. Get some more cabbage because it's just gonna wilt. Hey Olivia, what's up? How you doing? I am currently cutting up this head of cabbage so we can use it for our rice dish later. I'm afraid if I add any more, I'm not going to have any more room on this plate, so I'm going to leave it. We have like a quarter of this left. Nice. Sounds great to be chilling. And then I will with the onion. I'm a little worried about the scent, but we will deal with it. And then I wrapped it in foil because we half cut this yesterday, and then I put a bunch of plastic around it to like help keep all of the scent inside. I'm gonna unwrap it. And hope the onion is not too pungent. Just get to our slices and go from here. So with the ice cream that we're going to be making today, I know this is not ice cream, what I'm currently doing. We are waiting for the base of the ice cream machine to continue freezing so that it can help our ice cream custard base, the liquid part of it, actually get to a good consistency after it's done mixing. Okay, there we go. We got our onions. Also, my voice is like, it feels like my voice is feeling a little hoarse, which is not great, but we'll survive. Yeah, if we're looking at what we have here in front of us with cabbage and onions, you're right, vegetarian ice cream. It is the ice cream flavor, technically, yeah, it is vegetarian. It's not vegan though, because it has milk and eggs and custard. But we are making a corn flavored ice cream. So in yesterday's stream, what we did, and I feel like I should, you know what? I don't really want to wash the mushrooms. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter if there's water in them because they're just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and wash them. So in yesterday's stream, we made a corn flavored base. So with that, we took 1 cob of corn, we peeled off the husk and then toasted it, then almost burnt it. So there was smoke coming out of my toaster oven. This recipe is by a creator that goes by Day with May, M-E-I. And she uses the whole corn cob, husk, the silk, the corn cob, and the corn kernels to make this. Oh, she tried different kinds. Nice. Did that creator make the ice cream, or was it like they bought different ice cream? Because there's definitely some good ice cream, corn ice cream flavors I've had, because it's a pretty popular flavor in Southeast Asian countries. Still, no way. Yeah, I mean, no way. I mean, like, that's still like super awesome. I love that that's something she did, because I think that helps introduce people to the concept. Whereas, like, even though, and this is actually a really interesting fact from the Day with May person, that even though corn is like the biggest crop in the US, it is not a flavor of ice cream that is used here. I guess it's thought too much of a vegetable, so there's no way you can put it in something sweet, right? I think that's fair. Like, that's just the reason why it is. But if any of you have not tried corn ice cream before, I would recommend it. But then again, I know it's not for everybody, but I still recommend it, you know, at least giving it a try. I just hope you don't have to get like a whole pint to try it, because it would suck if you didn't like it. There's the one I really liked growing up as a kid was a cheese flavor. So then the cheese flavor of it, actually, I kind of want to see if I can do that. I have some like leftover cheese cubes from a party, and I have corn kernels that I was going to add to this, but now I'm kind of thinking, should I add corn and cheese? I don't hate the idea. Oh, corn flakes. Oh, nice. That sounds yummy too. Yeah, soaking corn, excuse me, so making like a milk Dang it. Making, not a milk. It is milk-based ice cream. It's making a, what's the word I'm looking for? Making a ice cream flavored with cereal is a thing I first heard from the person who is the chef behind the milk bar. Because I think she has like a cereal flavored cake or pie or something. So yeah, making cereal or like cornflake flavored ice cream sounds pretty good. There's a Korean ice cream brand I've seen as well, where they will shape the ice cream bar like a cob of corn. So it's even like more fun to try that. So you're like, oh, am I eating a dessert or am I eating corn? All right, almost done washing all of these mushrooms. Oh yeah, it was also corn shaped. Heck yeah. There we go. I before saying all of this out loud, I didn't realize I knew so much about corn ice cream. But what you've shared with me, Olivia, is very validating. All right, there's a lot of dirt in this one, so we'll rinse it out. I would like to use this tray again to store the cut mushrooms. First, we gotta make it clean. How much was this? This was 40 ounces of mushrooms. Oh my gosh. How about so many mushrooms? Okay. Excellent, excellent. All right. So we have this. I will cut up the mushrooms now. I'll just cut it into like 4, like so. Except for this one, probably 3. I feel like it's gonna be a while for this part, the mushroom cutting. Oh, this one's a large mushroom. Oh, yes, they're mushrooms. Yes, I do know that they look like a bunch of little potatoes. That's a pretty good point. They do look like potatoes. I did work with a lot of mini potatoes on Saturday because I made like a Cajun boil. And instead of using large potatoes, I decided to go with the baby potatoes at the grocery store. I just felt like it would be easier to eat or like scoop out a bunch of like baby potatoes from that bunch instead of like a whole potato. I had that was one of the potato items. I know, I've talked so many about potatoes. It's very, very vegetable-centric stream today. Not a bad thing. It's just funny because we were on corn, now we're on potatoes, and these are actually mushrooms. So I had my Lord of the Rings birthday party this weekend. That is why right now on the side here, this is a foam board replica, or the best replica I could make, of the gates to the mines of Moria. So there's like the pattern of the tree, and then like you have the symbol of the what is it called? It's like an axe and an anvil, or a hammer and anvil, excuse me. Is it an axe? Actually, no, I think it's a hammer. And then you have like the 7 stars. I think it's of Elendil. I'm not completely sure, but the 7 stars are of the elves. So, yep. Thank you, Olivia. So, because of this Lord of the Rings theme, I could not skip out on the potatoes, of course. Plus, potatoes are a relatively cheap thing to have. So, having more potatoes was, I think, better for the price of food I wanted to pay. So, we had potato boil. We had potato. What else did we have? We had mashed potatoes. And we had potatoes in a stew, which was in a, gosh, what kind of stew was it? Clam chowder. I'm looking over there because I bought these huge cans of clam chowder. I think there's 40 ounces in each can. I can actually show it to you. It's right here. It's 40 ounces, 51, even more. So look at this gigantic can. And this is condensed. So you're supposed to add an equal amount of milk in there and then just heat it through. So we had boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew, potatoes. Potato balls. Ooh, were the potato balls, Olivia, were they like filled with something and then like covered in like were they like fried or covered in like breadcrumbs or something? When I think of potato balls, there's a certain brand I think of, if that makes sense, like a certain restaurant. Yep. Ooh, yeah. Fried potato balls sounds delicious. When I think of potato balls, I think of this one chain store in Southern California called Porto's. I think they are of Cuban, it's like a Cuban family business. And it might not be Cuban actually. I don't, oh shoot. Might be totally wrong there. But one of their well-known dishes is the potato balls, also known as papas rellenas, or filled potatoes, stuffed potatoes. All right, I'm actually surprised we were able to fit all of the mushrooms in here. So we got our vegetables. I have a little knob of ginger. I'm also going to add to this. Is that a piece of plastic? Okay, great. That little piece off. We're not going to do that much ginger because I want like the flavor, but I don't want like too much. Okay. Thank you. Oh, there's like no water in this bottle. Perfect timing. Water. Okie dokie. Now this gives us a chance to switch to preparation of the chicken. So we have some fresh chicken breast here. Move the ginger over there. What do I want to do? I think what I'll do is I'm going to put the chicken in here. This is the container for my, what do I call this? This is for like my stand mixer. And we're gonna have to marinate the chicken. So really it was probably best to have started the chicken marinating first because it takes some time, but that's okay. We can probably like do some dishes in between. Okay. So grab the chicken. We are also going to be seasoning this chicken. I feel like what I'll do is I'm going to put the seasoning first. What is this open on my screen? Oh, here it is. I'm going to put the seasoning first, then I will put in the chicken and mix it all together. Okay, so we need cornstarch, soy sauce, oyster sauce. Let's do it. Cornstarch. This? Oh yeah, we have dark soy sauce. Light soy sauce. Oh yeah, my friend got me like this fancy classic soy sauce from a brand called Hey Dough. It's so fancy that it says here there are flavor notes, and I didn't know soy sauce could have flavor notes. It says flavor notes of aged miso, roasted chestnut, and citrus zest. I didn't know that was a thing. And I did try a little bit of it, and I was like surprised. It really felt like there was a lot of complexity, but it was like if a child had eaten something sour and like their taste buds are very sensitive, so it's like really impacting them. That's like, there's a lot of flavor in here. So I'm very curious how it will jive with everything. Okay, let's start with these guys. We shall need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, or I can just weigh it. 2 tablespoons is 20 grams. Second. Oh, it's making ice still. My ice maker is on in the freezer. Ooh! It's on in the freezer, and I wanted to turn it off, but it's like the ice is stuck. Okay. Close that off. Then we'll go with some sugar, some sesame oil. Oh, all the flavorings. Okay. Go with a teaspoon of sugar. Teaspoon of white pepper. Oh, we have like barely any. Guess we'll be adding all of it. Some sesame oil, Shaoxing wine. I don't know if I actually have any left. I do. Sesame oil. Oh. Sesame oil will be 1 teaspoon. The wine will be 2 teaspoons. So this is going to be like a Miriam soaked thing before, but I realized, you know what? We are going to do this technique called velveting the chicken instead. And I think that will give us the tenderness we need because we'll be using chicken breast. Okay, it's good. Need a bit of dark soy sauce. Excuse me. Velveting is like a Chinese technique to turn chicken or beef that is, I don't know if I've heard of it with another protein, but definitely chicken, beef, oh, maybe pork. And so usually if it would be like a drier cut, like chicken breast, or a tougher cut, then I don't really know how I think it's like a really basic solution, very alkaline, and it will help break down the meat so that it's very tender and has a really nice mouthfeel to it. I think maybe that's why it's called velveting, because it's like velvet in texture. So that is the basis there. Okay, we're gonna need some oyster sauce. The most common way I know how to do it is to mix this Shaoxing wine with cornstarch. I've also heard of a way to do it with egg white, which we actually do have some from our egg custard base yesterday, but I haven't had a chance to use it for anything yet. Although I guess it was just yesterday, so why would I have used it for something? Cornstarch, we added light soy sauce we're adding now. Wow, the scent is strong on this. So savory. Okay, did we have everything? Cornstarch, yes. Soy sauce, oyster sauce, dark soy sauce, Shaoxing wine, sugar, sesame. It said add some salt for taste and white pepper. I'll add the salt because I think we have a lot of mushrooms, and it's probably gonna help. But do I have anything with a dry scoop? Okay. I'm gonna use a little whisk for this one. You can see here is the mixture. The cornstarch, since I added that first, it's all kind of just got stuck at the bottom. But we don't want that. We want it to mix in with our sauce here. Probably should have mixed it here. So now you can see it's like nice and glossy. Hopefully that'll all meld really well with the chicken. Now time to prepare the chicken. Okay. So what is important here is you cut against the grain of the chicken. It's against the grain, right? Yeah, okay. And you cut like thinner pieces, like so, which while usually it would probably be bad for cooking chicken breast, because then it'll like, well, actually I don't think it'll be bad, because then it's like, it should cook quickly enough. Like you don't want to overcook it by having a thick piece. I think I was also supposed to marinate like the mushrooms with this, but I have a lot of mushrooms, so I have a feeling that if I marinate it together, it's just gonna absorb all of the flavor that I want to go into the chicken. This will be too, yeah, perfect. Nice. All right, there we have our chicken in our sauce here. Mix that together. Now that I look at it, it actually looks like way too much sauce, the ratio here. I think what I'll do is I will cut up some more chicken. Just realize you probably can't see what I'm doing because I have all of this stuff in front of me. Is that even possible to see? Sort of. Very, very small amount of it. All right, so that's 16 plus 9 is 25 ounces of chicken. Lovely. All right. We are going to let that marinate for as long as we can, but at least 30 minutes. Then we'll wash our hands. Hands washed for the chicken breast. I think my husband's still going to use this chicken, but I'm not sure when. Hopefully by tomorrow. So I'm just going to put it in here. Oh, actually, I don't think he's going to use this. I think it was just me who bought this chicken this week. Well, I'm going to cover it up for now. Pack the bag. I just realized I bought so much protein for the recipes this week. Okay. And I'm also gonna cook some, or excuse me, because this is part of like a whole rice dish, I'm gonna soak some rice. We're going to soak this rice for as long as we take to also marinate the chicken, because there's not really much we can do with this right now, so might as well just like soak all of it together. I don't know, I never really soaked my rice beforehand, so I don't really know if I'm supposed to wash it first, then soak it. And it doesn't say on the packaging either. So I'm just gonna, I already kind of washed it-ish, so I'm just gonna pour that water out. And now I'll soak it. All right, let that soak there. I'm gonna set a timer for like 25 minutes now. Rice bag away. I forgot I had some green onions that I was reviving from the fridge, and they are actually pretty revived. Some of them are still, you know, like you can't do anything about this, but these firm parts, they were not like this. They were also limp before. So we're gonna toss out the water. Smells like onions in here now. We're gonna give them a whole rinse. And then we'll cut them up because we will use them in various parts of this dish. One of them including just cooking it, and then the green parts will be a garnish. Hey, DeCetio. What are you supposed to do with 14,000 Cheska points? Such a great question. I wish I could tell you. Oh, what about, could I make something right now that's like a point thing? I'm scared of this, but I trust you. Can I do like a point, like a recipe suggestion for a future stream? Hold on, I gotta get to Twitch and figure out how I can do this points thing. Because I don't actually know if I know how to create something for redeeming. Let's check. It's loading. You could also bet it all, but then you might win accidentally, so that would not be great. Monetization? Bits and cheering? That's not it. Content? Community? Really trying to find like where... Viewer rewards. Got them. Power-ups and channel points. Creator badge drops. Whoa, what are those? Okay. I clearly do not look at any of the things that Twitch creates for me as a sets up for me as a creator. I'm just gonna turn off channel points. No, I'm just kidding. That would suck so bad. Manage them. Smart cost for single default rewards. So you can do message effects, gigantifying emote, and then do an on-screen celebration. Oh, that's new. That's a new thing. Wait, is that always? They're always enabled. Got it. Create a custom power-up. I have the cat treat and the show a cat and the sing mode and ad time. The ad time is like pretty short. Cat treat, please. I could make that higher. Add a new custom reward. Or we could look at the ideas for a reward. Can you request a meal at 25K? You know what? I'm down. Let's do it. Add a new custom reward. Request. Sorry, I pressed Shift M and that mutes my mic. Hopefully you were able to hear what I don't, ow, 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 cat. Origami just jumped over there on my trash can and it was a platform and she was like standing in front of the gates to the mines of Moria over here. Come here, Ori. Wait, no, I don't want to get her used to jumping on the trash can. But yes, I thank you for the heads up that I was muted. Let's go back here. So I put request a recipe for future stream, but I'm trying to put like a limit. Like I don't want it to cost me like an exorbitant amount, but 25,000 is a lot of points as well. So I don't know how to write that. Like I don't want to be like a downer for saying like, you can request a recipe, but it's got to be within reason. And it's like, what's reasonable? That can always change, you know? So what I'll say is, how can I put terms and conditions on this? Oh yeah, and then if enabled, a required text field will appear to viewers in the reward. Yes. So you have to put a message in the request a recipe, and it can be, should we put a cooldown and a limit? I mean, if somebody has that many points, I feel like there shouldn't be a cooldown at all or a limit. I want to put subject to approval of 1 second. I'm trying to type this kitchen tools available. All right. So hopefully this doesn't sound like too much of a downer. Let me know. Request a recipe for future stream. 25,000 points. Subject to approval of reasonability to make with ingredients and kitchen tools available. For example, if someone is like, I need you to make a dry aged steak, I'll be like, I'm pretty sure